The teenagers who died after their car overturned on a camping trip in North Wales. An inquest hears their deaths were avoidable. Tracking down shoplifters, we report on efforts to crack down on the increasingly sophisticated gangs.
Police are warning that organised gangs behind the recent rise in shoplifting are using more sophisticated tactics to steal on a large scale. A BBC News investigation has gained exclusive access to the work of one organisation that tracks the criminals for some of the biggest retailers in the country. Jim Connolly reports.
Marauding gangs, violent tactics. But the reality is often much more sneaky. Gangs evolving, going under the radar. We're told this woman wears a fat suit to sneak out more items. Organised crime gangs fueling the rise in shoplifting. This affects all of us. The crime adds more than £100 to a family's shopping bill each year. To get a sense of the scale of the problem and how these gangs operate, we've been given exclusive access to the workings of an organisation that follow these gangs for some of the biggest shops in the country.
So we are currently tracking 63 organised gangs across the UK who are responsible for £2.4 million worth of theft over a 5-year period that we know of. That's just the tip of the iceberg.
And we're going to focus on one gang. What are they called?
Well, we call them the Champagne Gang because they steal champagne. So they operate right across the UK, as far up as Gateshead and as southern as Bournemouth.
Do we know where this gang are based?
So they travel across the UK, but they're actually from Eastern Europe.
This is really organised, isn't it?
It is really organised. It's a mafia-style operation.
Sarah then talked me through one location the gang hit.
OK, let's have a look at Harrogate in North Yorkshire.
And you're going to bring up some of the offenders now. Talk us through what we know about these guys.
7 individuals here. One of them was actually one of the original key members of the team.
The fact that it's 7 and not the usual smaller group, what do you think's happening here?
We believe that they've used this specific hit as a training day for their new recruits to show them the ropes, do a bit of schooling and then set them to work.
What Sarah sees happens all over the country. Here in Beverley in East Yorkshire, gangs have been terrifying shop workers.
They came round the counter, swiping this shelf and the shelf at the bottom there, barging customers and staff out the way.
Sarah says the same gang targeted another of their stores in York on the same afternoon, but nobody was arrested.
Very, very frustrating. Why are forces not talking to each other or have a unit that supports this?
Would you be surprised to know that there is actually a scheme out there that the government brought in with police forces to do just that, to coordinate and try and break down these gangs?
Wow, why didn't we know? Why did we not know that this was supposed to be going on?
The National Police Chiefs Council, which runs that project, known as Pegasus, says there's more work to do to tackle the gangs, but insists it's taken leaps and strides in the right direction. But until rates of the crime start to fall, prices for everything we buy will keep on being pushed up. Jim Connolly, BBC News.